Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Belinda here from Visualised NZ. I am starting another journal, but before I go any further, this is an announcement. Mum, if you are watching this, can you please stop and go find anything else to watch except this video? So off you go. Shoo shoo. Love you, Mum. Right. Assuming that she has done as she's told and now left, my mum doesn't always watch my videos, but just on the off chance that she has or decided that this is the one she's going to watch, this is going to be, hopefully, if it works, a Christmas present for her. So I don't want her to get any sneak peeks. Apart from this page on top, which if she was watching the video she would have seen, but this isn't going to go in her journal. It's a kit from RachandBella Crafts. It's called a Highland Winter. It's absolutely stunning. We're in summer here, although there are days where it feels distinctly wintry. But I just feel like it's pretty. It doesn't need to be about the winter aspect. Sure, some of the imagery is wintry, but I just think the colour palette, the delicacy of the imagery, the patterns, they're just beautiful, and I thought it would make a super pretty journal that doesn't have to be winter themed. So this page is not going in Mum's journal, and I do hope this is going to work because it's not something I've done before. So I'm kind of like gritting my teeth hoping it's going to work, otherwise this is going to be super embarrassing, and you probably won't see the video anyway if it doesn't work. So let's take a look at the pages. I've printed out all the pages from the kit, but I haven't printed any of the fussy cuts or ephemera yet because I don't need them yet, so they will come, but this is the pages, so let's have a look. So hopefully you can get a really good sense of just how gorgeous this is, with all the lace and florals and delicate blues and a bluey green. There's some little splashes of a soft red. It's just so pretty. I just love it. And I had another project in mind for this kit, and then as I was printing it out and looking at the pages coming out, it was like, no, this needs to be something other than what I had planned. So just like in this gorgeous creamy white, ivory, off-white, whatever colour you want to call it, and these florals, and then there's text in the background. There's lots of layering here, so lots of, like, you could call it snow, but I call it spatter. Text, lines for writing on that are just there but not in your face there. Just beautifully blended together. Really, really lovely. And then we've got a little more pop of that red coming through, and some plaid here, sort of tying into the Highland theme with the plaid. Just super pretty. Now my mum is not a super animal person. Like, she doesn't mind them, but she's not overly fussed. She grew up milking cow, you know, a house cow, and with chickens and all that sort of stuff, but she's not an overly animal person, which is why I'm not using this page, because it's like a deer and a dog are kind of the focal parts, if you like. So I'm not going to put that in, but there's a number of birds which I think she'll be fine with, and I just love this page. It's just beautiful. And then there's some deer, and there's a fox and things like that. They're not as, I feel, as prominent, and I think they'll be fine. Plus I like the other half of the page, whereas that page I'm not putting in was both sides were an animal. So that's my sort of logic in that. Just gorgeous. A cute bird in this lovely Celtic cross design. Super pretty. So this is, you know, definitely nods to winter, doesn't it? But it is also just a beautiful design in its own right. So I'm feeling quite happy. It's not about winter for me for this kit. It's just that it's pretty, and I think Mum will love the visuals. Now, she's also not a journaler or a diary keeper, So my plan is to use this as kind of like a, you know, one of those books with sayings and bits and pieces in. I'm trying to think of the term. I can't think of the term. So I'll put pockets and flips and all that sort of stuff, but I'm going to fill it up with quotes and messages and stuff to encourage her, stuff that's inspirational for her. So it's more like a coffee table journal that she can pick up and look through, and that guests can pick up and look through as well. Just look at that. Isn't that stunning? Just, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Rachel, you have done just a beautiful job with this kit. It is super, super lovely, and I'm excited to work with this one. And the background pages, like, they're no less stunning. They are so pretty in their own right, and it's hard to even call them a background page because they are so stunning. So very, very similar, these two pages, but just the subtle differences. The bit down the side here primarily, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then this page here, which goes that way, but I'm actually going to use it this way. So I have done some preparation work, as you can see, because one, I didn't know whether I'd be able to punch through all these layers with my binding machine. I was blessed to be given an old binding machine, and I haven't used it. And I just had this idea for this kit, and it was like, yeah, I want to use it. So what I've done is I've taken a pizza box. I've cut myself 2 pieces of pizza box that were slightly larger than half of my page. So for that, whatever size you print at, so I print on A4, then I trim off the border that doesn't print. So everyone's page is going to be slightly different according to what your printer leaves or doesn't leave on the edges of your paper, and whether you print A4 or US letter size. So I'm not going to give you dimensions, but I trimmed up my pages ready. I actually folded one in half. So that was the first one I actually showed you. So I folded it in half, measured across and down, and then I added 1/16 of an inch to that measurement on both measurements. And that's how big I made my boards. Then I covered it with wallpaper. So in some places the wallpaper is 3 layers thick, actually maybe even 4. 3 layers thick of wallpaper, plus the card, plus this digital that I've glued on. So I wasn't sure my binding machine would go through it all, but it did. It would just, not a problem. Took a little bit extra elbow grease, but not much. I was pleasantly surprised. The only issue I have is that as much as I did some test runs trying to align it, because it's designed for A4 and I'm trying to punch essentially an A5, I did end up with some little chinks out the top. Not so much on that one, and a little bit more on that one, which is weird, but anyway. So I'm going to have to problem solve that and maybe cover it with something. I don't know. Bit of ribbon or washi, I don't know. But I will worry about that later. It's not, you know, it's not a huge bit. It just is obvious, and unfortunately it's at the top. I would have preferred if it had happened at the bottom, but it didn't. So there we go. So I'm making a spiral bound journal is what I want to do. So like a little spiral bound book. So to the pages then, I'm just going to have a wee sip of my cup of tea. As I've prepared all the pages with trimming off the white. This is the one I used to measure, so it's folded in half. And my plan is to glue these all in half. So I'll end up with, I don't even know how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. okay, because I've used one to line the cover, and then I've got one page that I'm not putting in. So it's going to be 13 pages, so that I will probably punch it down the open side, which won't be open, and leave the folded side to be on the outside of the book. So they'll flip in the spiral. That's my plan. I might have to do a bit of trimming because they're probably not going to end up all the same size because they're all hand trimmed. But yeah, so let's glue one together. I'm probably going to have to start and stop the video a little bit because you're not going to want to watch me glue all the 13 pages together. And I'm going to try and do the punching on camera. Eek. Yeah, eek. Not sure about that. We'll give it a go. But yeah, so there'll be bits where I need to stop the camera so I can like bring the machine over. It's quite bulky, so I'll probably have to reposition the camera as well. Or it might be like right under your noses, and that might be a bit uncomfortable. So just to show you how I'm going to tackle gluing these together, I'm going to glue stick all around the middle. And then we're going all curly. And then I'm going to run around the inside with the tacky glue. Sorry, the inside but on the edges. Just getting the dry glue off my nozzle there. Put a lid on my glue stick while I'm doing this. And so I'm just going to run the nozzle. So this is where the fine tip nozzle is really super helpful. Just run it round on the inside. You probably can't see that well. Hopefully you can see that a bit better if I hold it back a bit further. And just do a section at a time. So do that side, then I'm going to come in here. And of course now this corner's glued down, so I can't lift it up to show you quite so well. So where it's, you know, the glue stick's only back here, I'm sort of getting in, so there's some glue in there. But it doesn't have to be fully covered, just has to hold it together. Yeah, see I've got a bit of an edge along there, so I'll wait till I've got them all glued together, and then I might give them a trim up. I will see how it looks, see whether it's necessary, and if any are sort of wildly out of size, you know, a little bit too wide or something, then I'll definitely trim that so they're pretty much the same size as much as possible. So there we go. And it is a little bit crinkly, but it will flatten out. I often put things under my craft mat to flatten them out. I've permanently got some stickers under there. It's just where I keep them because it's been so long now that it's like if I move them I'll forget where I've put them. So there's our first page. So pretty much the process is going to be the same for all 13 pages. Just folding it in half. Trying to just get it straight and aligned. And then gluing it with the 2 glue method, which is just my favoured way of gluing. So you don't need to watch me fold and glue a bunch more pages. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to keep going with this process, and then I'll bring you back for the next stage. So hold on tight. So I have glued all the pages together, and now I decided I wanted to ink right around all the pages. So I was just sitting here watching a TV program while I was doing it to save you, but I thought let's just do one together. I'm using Stampin' Up! Ink Lost Lagoon, and I'm finding that this bluey green is actually really beautifully blending in with the colours of the kit. So I'm very happy I went with this colour, not my usual vintage photo. And I just felt I wanted to edge all the pages because, you know, why not? And I didn't trim up any of the edges in the end. They're all close enough to being the same size that I am happy to go as is. And just where I've got a little bit of white showing, that's where the inking will just, you know, cover that up and make everything sort of blend together really nicely. So I think I've done 3 or 4 pages already with the ink, and I thought, well, I'm just going to pop on and do one with you guys, check in, see how you're going. You're still hanging in there. Of course, it's been a lot longer for me than it has been for you. For you, it's been like a second, or split second even. For me, it's been probably half an hour since I recorded that first bit of the video. And I found there is a limit to how long I can pause my recording, because I went to record this bit and it's like, oh, okay, it actually stopped itself. It was no longer on pause. So there we go. I found something out about my camera. Right, so there we go, all inked up, ready to go. And as I glued them, I put these under my tablet. So, you know, my tablet thing. And as I'm inking them, I'm popping them back under the tablet just to weight them down a little bit. So I'm going to continue watching my TV program, ink the rest of these, and then I'll come back again. Whoops, that wasn't a bright idea, was it? Where's a tissue? Here's a tissue. Let's just clean that up, because otherwise I'm going to wear it. Right, I shall pop you back on pause, and let's see whether it's still going to be on pause or whether I'll have to restart the recording. Okay, be right back. Okay, all my pages are glued together. They're all inked around. There were times when I thought, why am I inking all these pages? But I am super happy with how they've turned out. I think they just look really good with that inking around them. Now we need to progress to the next stage, and I'm really, really nervous that this isn't going to work, because I have never done this before. I used to use a machine in my first job out of school, but it was a plastic spiral thing, not a spiral. And I realized I've been calling it spiral, and it's not actually a spiral, but you know, it's wire bound thing. So I've got it on the same setting as what I used for the cover, but of course the cover is slightly wider, longer, taller, whatever, than the pages. So I'm just going to use this page that I'm not using as a test run. Why is that not sitting straight? Okay, let's, so it's, oh, there we go, that's better. Ah, because I had it half activated, that's why. This is not going to be nice and noisy. I made myself a fresh cup of tea, and it was, as I did that, I was watching it wobble, and it was like, please don't spill. So is this going to line up with my cover? That is the question. I guess I need to actually line the holes up. You know, I think it might just work. Okay, there's nothing to it but just to do this. Like, I am so nervous. I did notice this is the only instruction I've got is on the front here. I've got no other instructions. There is a maximum of 12 sheets. So these are effectively 2 sheets because it's glued in half. So 2, 4, 6. I'm just going to go 6 because, you know, if I'm going to make a mistake, I don't want to ruin too many pages at once. Oh, wish me luck, people. I'm so super nervous about this. Could you hear that? Everything crashing, falling. Yeah, I've got a glass top table, and the force of, you know, pushing the handle down and everything, it just like created chaos. So maybe I will do 2 at a time. Maybe it might not be so, but other than that, I feel it worked okay. So hopefully I'm punching the right side that I wanted to punch. Oh my gosh, I do apologize for the noise, but I wanted to do it on camera. I wanted to show you the process and kind of expose myself, you know, bit risky. Not risque, but risky because of not having done this before. But I'm just going to take another sip of my coffee because I'm still afraid it's going to splosh on me. So if I can just lower that level a little bit, should be good. Right, get ready for the noise again. Weirdly, I'm actually kind of having fun. Yeah, that is weird, but it's also exciting. So I'm just trying to make sure that I am punching the side that the edge that I want to punch. And I've just got this wee gauge here. I don't know if you can see it, orange gauge, that I'm just making sure everything's lined up against it. Oh, crunch, crunch, crunch. And it's these little squares along here tell you where your holes are being punched. So I've kind of got it centered. So there's just a little bit on each end of the holes. Right, 2 more times. And then we do the crimping bit, which is scary. Yeah, I think it's definitely better doing 2 at a time than 3 at a time. It does do 3 at a time, but it's just, I don't think my desk likes it. Why is that not going in there for me? There we go. Right, last one. Right, so we have our pages. I have already put them in order of the way I would like them to be. So let's just sort of shuffle them all down. I thought putting these 2 together, I thought it's the same, essentially the same picture, just like different facing. But I thought that was really nice as an opening rather than putting something else. Originally I was going to go for something else. I was actually going to go that one, but I actually like that. I think that looks really pretty. So that's going to be the front. I hope this all lines up. Eek! I'm so scared. Right, now comes the interesting bit. So this goes in here, and there's actually magnets, so it holds it in place, which is very, very handy. Do I know which is the front and which is the back? No, I do not. So just grabbing one of my similarly bound books that I've got in my stash and just trying to see which way round it goes. Okay, so the loopy bit goes at the back, so this narrow loopy bit, so that wider bit goes at the front. So they need to put my cover yeah. Maybe I need to do it from the back. Eek! I'm so scared, people. I do not want to muck this up. Okay, so maybe we do it like this. I'm going to have to trim some wire off because it's obviously too long, but that's okay. I can do that with some wire cutters. Oh, come on. How are you supposed to do this? Probably I need to stand up is maybe the issue. Can I work like this because the chair's in the way? Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, it can't be that difficult, surely. Maybe we'll, I've got to make sure I put everything up the right way. So that's the back, that's the front. Okay. Eek. I feel like I'm all fingers and thumbs, and maybe I need to put this against this edge. Maybe that's what I need to do. How do you hold it on while it's not closed? And how do you hold everything in place? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm sort of verging on turning the camera off and just doing it off camera, but I would love for you guys to see the magic, because I think it will be magic. Okay, I'm going to try and hold it together. So I'm just trying to line up everything in my hands. Because otherwise it doesn't seem to hold in place. And I can see that the holes aren't lining up. Oh bother. Oh well, it is what it is. Mum will love it regardless, even if it's not perfect. Right, maybe that's the way we do. Oh, and then you move it. Sorry, this is quite the video, isn't it? Why do I do these things on camera? Okay, you probably can't see much anyway. Then using the same handle, is that even going? Is it working? Oh, don't move, don't move. No, it moved. Eek. If this isn't going to work, I'm going to have to turn the camera off, fiddle around with it, and then just show you the result. That is actually the front, so I need to be doing it that way round anyway. So that was the first issue. I actually had it back to front. No, it's not staying together. Do I need to put this on first? Okay. I bet you're glad you signed up for this video. Oh, well, that's easier. Okay. That was so easy doing it that way. Okay. Maybe I should have Googled how to do this. Oh no, get back on there. Get back on there. And my nose is starting to drip. And my hands are too busy. The pressure, people. The pressure. No, it's all going to custard. Okay, let me compose myself. And let's try this again. So, putting on the back, like so. Okay. Now let's try putting our pages on. The right way up. Okay. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to actually roll it round. See? Learning along with me. Highly educational. Then, but I need to hold that upright. Do I need to maybe sit that up the other way. Ah, okay. So I had it with the spirals down. Maybe I need to have up rather. Maybe I need to have them down. Okay, I'm going for it. Crimping time. Pushing, 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 pushing. Oh my gosh, it's working. We've got a little unevenness, okay, which is a pain. I'm just going to move this out the way because it is right in the way. And you're really high because, you know, it's quite a big machine and it was hard to fit in. Let's get rid of this because we don't need that on the desk. Like, so that should be the back theoretically. Oh no, I've done it upside down. I don't think it actually matters. I think it will still work absolutely fine. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yes, it has flaws. It is not perfect. It sticks out the bottom of the cover just a little bit, just by a couple of millimeters, which I'm disappointed, but I mean, look at it. And it feels nice, like it feels like a proper little book, and it lays flat. So for my first time doing that, I think I did not too badly. Already it's pretty. So pockets, flips, tucks, whatever, I'm going to have fun working in it. There will be aspects that I can't do on camera, like I want to print off some sayings and things on the computer, and turn them into journal cards and things like that. So this should have been the bit that was at the front, but I've got it back to front, basically. And that's okay. It still works. I think it will be fine. Yeah, it is what it is. And I'll just have to trim off the excess wire. Well, there we go. That was a mission and a half, and it took half an hour of filming, but it took me probably 2 hours in the process. So I spared you quite a bit of time, because, you know, you just didn't need to see with those repetitive tasks. But isn't it pretty? I'm actually really happy. Flaws and all, I'm stoked that it is actually, at least it's together. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take another break because I feel like I need it. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, actually, because this will go up on Friday. So have a great weekend. I will catch you again next week. Bye for now.